Hi, this is Richard for Fitness for Freedom. Today we're going to take a look at proper breathing technique, and we're going to show you how breathing properly will make you stronger for exercises. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the plank, and we'll show you what the difference is with proper breathing technique and with improper breathing technique. So we're going to line up in a plank as a person typically would. So from this position, he's quite solid in one dimension, but if I were to just give him a little bit of a nudge, even if he tries to kind of offset his weight, I can still kind of give him a little bit of a nudge. So we're going to try this again, but this time with the diaphragm and with proper breathing techniques. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to wake up the diaphragm and make sure that it's functioning properly. So actually we're going to do a test just for fun. So first test that I want to do, this looks more like a shoulder test, but we're going to see the difference with the breathing. So I'm going to push down, I want you to resist. Okay. So hold strong. Yeah. So even with 2 fingers, he's putting up as much of a fight as I can, but that's what we have. So now we're going to see if there is a difference when you put your other hand on your chest. And we're going to redo the same test. And I'm going to poke your xiphoid a little bit. So now all I'm doing is I'm giving direct feedback to the diaphragm and much more strength. So that means that he is able to get his diaphragm involved, but he needs that feedback. So we're going to take the arms away, and now we're going to manually stimulate the diaphragm in order to get it to function without that feedback. So for me to get to the diaphragm, I'm going to go around the ribs. It attaches underneath the ribs, so I'm kind of going underneath the ribs, and I'm just going to shear side to side. I don't need to go hard here. It's probably not going to feel very good. Usually there's lots of latent trigger points here, and it's quite sensitive. And you're just going to make your way all the way up, stimulating every part of it. It takes a little bit of a corner a little bit further. It's going to go upwards, and I'm just going to change the angle. And I'm just shearing a little bit. You don't need to be violent. Odds are you're going to feel this quite a bit. So actually, can you demo how you would do this to yourself? So you don't need me to do it. You find your ribs, and you just wrap your fingers around the ribs and shear side to side. Good. And we'll just go a little longer just for fun, because this needs to be done. You can edit this out anyways, but one more. Okay, good. Retest. So now in theory this should be nice and strong, and he doesn't need feedback anymore. So now we know the diaphragm is working properly. So after we've stimulated the diaphragm, we want to do a quick activation exercise just to make sure that it's functioning properly. So this is prone diaphragm breathing or prone belly breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take deep inhale, and on the deep inhale I want to see some movement here. I want to see expansion in this area. Good, and exhale. So we're going to do this for about 10 to 15 breaths, trying not to hyperventilate, but I definitely want to see a lot of expansion here. So you're focusing on breathing from the belly. By being face down, you have your body weight against it, so it's kind of like resistance training for the diaphragm. So now we're back at the plank. We're going to show you the difference that it makes, but before, a couple of cues that are important when you're doing a plank is a lot of people hold their breath. And what we're going to work on is, now we got the diaphragm going, so we want to make sure that you're able to breathe from the belly and that you keep a little bit of tension in the glutes. So we're going to line you back up into the same position. So in the first position, he was still strong in one dimension, but as soon as I nudged him, he would kind of move a little bit, and now I'm tricking him. He doesn't know where it's coming from, and he's nice and solid. So that's the difference it makes when the diaphragm is working. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and you can even press the alarm button so that you could be the first one to see the next video, and you can even write first in the comments.